one of the hugest skills that separates those really good ball strikers is the ability to get the face closed to the path that you're swinging the golf club on, otherwise known as a draw, right? This is turning this, think of the golf club as a tool, right? It's like if you had a hammer and you didn't hinge it and release it, you wouldn't be using that tool efficiently. What if you were going like this, right? So that is, think of the club as a tool, and we really want to use it as efficiently as possible to deliver 100% of the energy from the club to the ball. And if you're hitting a draw, you're doing that. And if you're hitting a draw, you are getting the face closed to the path. So I'm going to take you through some drills here that's really going to help you understand this and be able to work on this. So that one that I just laid down right there, this is our face line. Okay, this is critical to understand. It's a magnetic lie angle tool. It just goes on the face of your club there and shows you where that face is really aimed. So when I say face close to path, produces for a right-hand player, right to left spin, makes the ball turn left. For a lefty, the opposite, makes the ball turn right, right? So you have to learn this skill, and it's a skill. It's not necessarily about these swing positions. So I see coaches saying, oh, it's this shoulder coming out that causes that over-the-top swing. And we'll talk about why this over-the-top swing really happens. But first, let's really understand this face close to path relationship, okay? This alignment stick right here, that's my face line. At impact, I want my face to match up with this alignment stick back here. But on the downswing, I want my path traveling from in to out. So the key here is getting the path traveling from in to out, but at impact, having the face pointed towards the target. That face, so that means my path's going this way, but my face is this way. That is face closed to path. And that's what produces that right to left ball flight. That's what produces a draw. A draw is when you are delivering 100% of the energy from the club to the ball. When you're doing the opposite, that what almost everybody's doing, right? Which is over the top with the face open to the path, right? Over the top, face open to the path. That's going to produce our, for a right-hand player, left to right ball flight, that slice, that inefficient contact. That's why your slices go so much shorter, because you're not using the tool as effectively and efficiently as you could. But that ends today, because I'm going to take you through some things here. And I don't know what's going on, but it's like there's these little, we don't get this very often here, but it's like there's these little drops of water falling from the sky here. So I just wanted to explain face close to path. We're going to get into exactly how you can take this to the range, take it to the net. I'll talk about that a little bit, and how you can work on this and build this skill that all of those really great ball strikers have of getting that face close to the path. The first thing that you really have to understand about this is why you swing over the top. This is absolutely critical to understand. Everybody wants to skip over the why, and if you don't know the why, you're never going to stick to the how, right? So you need to understand this. This is why I keep explaining this. The reason that you swing over the top is because your club face comes through impact open. When you first started playing golf, it is never natural for anybody to square up the club face at impact. Everybody struggles with that face being open. And the response, without you even being aware of it, I guarantee you did this, I did this, almost everybody does this. We all swing over the top, and that over the top swing is just a response to that subconscious mind understanding that that club face is going to come through open. So it's saying, I got to get the ball started over there. How do I do it? I've seen players in literally 5, 6, 7 swings when they first start playing golf. They just start swinging over the top, even though the very first swing that they ever made without having touched a golf club in their entire life was to swing from the inside. But that face is so open they teach themselves really, really quickly. I mean, it can happen fast, fast, fast. And that's what happened to you when you started playing golf. Face was open and you developed an over-the-top downswing probably within just a few swings. And now you've been doing it for a long, long time. So, and we're trying to learn the opposite of it. Okay, so now we're trying to learn how to swing from the inside on the downswing with that club path coming from the inside and that face closed relative to this path. So what it means is, number one, we've got to get that club face squaring up at impact. So how do you do it? The number one easiest change, fastest change that you can make is to go to what is called a stronger grip, okay? And this is where you're going to have your club face square right here and put the club out in the fingers of this lead hand, wrap this hand over so that the thumb of the lead hand is on the trail side of the grip of the club with the V between this thumb and forefinger pointed over towards this trail shoulder. When you look down at your hands, you'll probably want to see that third knuckle, maybe even a little bit of that fourth knuckle, and there should be some very distinct cup in the back of this lead hand. When you do that, you're going to feel that makes the club want to turn over when you position your hand on the grip of the club that way. If you position your hand the opposite way just to feel this, now try to turn it over and you can feel it just doesn't want to turn over. So the first thing that we have to do is adopt a stronger grip. If you're going to start working on swinging from the inside, your mind is only going to allow you to develop the skill of swinging from the inside if your subconscious mind believes and trusts that the club face is going to square up at impact. The easiest way to make it believe that is to adopt a stronger grip. And just really kind of exaggerate it a little bit. You really want to feel like when you're gripping the club here, that club's really wanting to just almost turn over a little bit just when you're gripping the club before you even, because that's what we're trying to set up here. So that as you swing more from the inside on the downswing, you can really get that club face squared up. Then we can start building that skill of face close to path. So that is, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty understandable, I think, and pretty simple, but it's quite a bit of stuff. So now we really have to talk about how do you go about working on this. This is the first thing that I recommend with this is setting up a little practice station like this, which this is your parallel to your target lines. This is going to be your face line, right? That's where your face is going to be pointed at impact. And this is going to be your path line. When you first start working on this, as with almost everything that I talk about, you really got to start with those really, really small swings. Nobody can learn how to swing from the inside and release the club full speed with full swings, but everybody wants to, right? So that is one of the huge barriers that you've got to get over in your mind, is that you have to accept the fact that if you're going to go learn Beethoven's Fifth, you better learn it like ding, 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 however it goes, but you better chunk it down and you better slow it down. And this isn't any different. I don't know why people think that golf is going to be, it's a fairly complex motor skill. I think we can all agree, but everybody thinks they're going to be, the first person who can learn this stuff full speed with full swing. So you got to slow it down. You got to chunk it down. And the best way to do that is to go to maybe a quarter, maybe even an eighth feeling swings when you first start working on this. So first thing I like to see you do is what I call isolating the path. And this is where we're just going to hit a little bit of a blocked shot for a right-handed player out to the right. For a left-handed player, this would be out to the left. And we're really going to just focus on our path going along this alignment rail right here. And we're not really going to worry about the face, okay? We're going to go ahead and take that strong grip first, really be a little meticulous about that, right? And now I'm just going to swing along this rail on the downswing and feeling a little straight back. I don't want to be going way back in here or anything. So you can kind of use this as your backswing line to just get it started for the first maybe, 8 inches along this line. Then of course it's going to come back to the inside of this line right here a little bit, but now I'm just really focusing on swinging my path from the inside along that alignment rail, and I'm not too worried about the face. with a small little tiny swing. And I'm just kind of, and that one actually, I mean, if it was a little bit more of a full swing, it probably would have actually turned over a little bit. But that is, that's the very first piece to this. Call that isolating the path. Make a few of those swings. You're really going to start to feel that club face coming from the, or that club path coming from the inside on the downswing a little bit. Now, as we add a little bit to this, now we really have to be conscious of the fact that we want to roll over, turn over that face. And in order to do that, when you're swinging this path from the inside on the downswing, swinging the path from the inside on the downswing makes the face want to stay open, right? So the opposite is true. If, you know, swinging over the top makes it easier for you to square up the club face at impact, swinging from the inside makes it harder. That's why we go to that strong grip, because that makes it easier to swing from the inside on the downswing. So now we're going face square to our path, right? To our target. Now we're going strong grip right here. And this time we're going to now swing along this, but we're really going to feel like we exaggerate turning that club over. And again, this is probably going to be somewhere between eighth speed and eighth and quarter length and speed right here. But really almost feeling, some players almost need to feel like that face of the club gets pointed down right here. When you start really exaggerating it, it doesn't matter how small of a swing you need to make. What matters is that we are now starting to really work on the skill of delivering the club to the ball with face close to path to produce a little bit of that draw, right? Now that ball's starting to move right to left pretty nicely right there, right? Hey, if you're liking this face close to path stuff, there's no club that it's more important with than driver. You can hit the ball like 245 with maybe 90 to 95 miles an hour club head speed. So I show you exactly how to do it in a new video that I just released that's been really popular, where we just focus on driver, how to knock that backspin off, maximize your distance with driver. I'll put a link in the description in the first comment down below. So when you're done with this video, go check that one out. I want to mention here too that it's really just a feeling of, you want to feel whipping past that toe of the club, whipping past the heel of the club here, right? It's not some kind of muscly kind of move where you're trying to really force or turn that thing over. It's just really relaxed. Just whip that toe of the club past the heel of the club, because then you're starting to really release that tension. That creates so much more speed, and you'll be surprised when you make these little bitty swings. So now I'm just going, how much the ball pops off the club face. I'm just going, just exaggerating, coming on that path, exaggerating that face, really turning over. And that one's just moving pretty good right to left there. And we're starting to get some, you know, a little bit of a longer swing, longer shot, a little bit more trajectory on it. Pretty hard draw right there, right? I'm really excited to share this next piece with you. So after you've worked on that exaggeration, now you're really learning the skill of turning the ball over, putting that draw spin on the ball. You are learning that skill. So what you are learning is how to work the path and face of your club in the way that you want to create your desired ball flight. You know what that's also called? Shaping the ball, right? So that is something that those good players really know how to do, which is shape their shots, because they understand the face path relationship and how it creates ball flight. But most players, they're just over the top open, over the top open, over the top open. You have to learn how to hit a draw, whether or not in the end you really want to actually play a draw all the time. You have to learn a draw, because it's the exact opposite of the way you deliver the path and the club to the ball right now. And you've got to learn the exact opposite of that so that you know how to shape the ball that way, even if you just want to hit it straight, or maybe you want to hit a little fade, whatever it is, you have to master hitting a draw in order to understand that face and path relationship, how to work your face and path to create the desired ball shape. And that is something that everybody needs to work on and learn. So that's why we are doing this. Now, here's the next piece to this. Pencil gate drill, okay? I put the pencil in the wrong place. So the pencil goes back here, pencil goes in front right here. And this is a nice way to just kind of end these little practice sessions is with this gate, right? So if I come over the top, I'm gonna hit this one and come over here. It's still exactly the same things. It just simulates a little bit more of a real situation without these visuals and aids down on the ground. All you're doing now here is you're just straight back, swing it under and roll it, right? Straight back, path from the inside and roll it. Straight back, path from the inside and roll it. So let's hit one with that. And now you're starting to, make what's a little bit more of a regular, not regular speed swing, but a little bit more of a swing. Straight back from the inside and roll it. And that one just feels so nice right there. So that's kind of a little progression that you can go through, really learning that skill of face close to path, starting with your path and your face alignment sticks there, progressing to something like this little pencil gate drill. That's a good one that you can take out to the range. So I hope that helps you understand the face path relationship and how important it is to learn how to hit a draw, whether or not you're actually going to play a draw.